Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the GLP-1 Support Squad. My name is Kara Mars, and we are full of body, mind, and spirit. Oh, spirit everywhere. And I'm here with the amazing Chris Ferraro, author and energy healer, and the amazing Alyssa from Shore Holistic Nutrition and Wellness. So happy that you're here. Today, we thought we would talk about goals. I'm 11th month, 11, this is the 11th month. I'm going into my 11th month of being on this GLP-1 journey. You know, sometimes I'm on the shot, sometimes I'm not on the shot, sometimes I'm holistic, sometimes I'm not. So it's just, most of the release happened early on. The weight loss and the suppression was a lot stronger at the beginning than it is now. I took a break because I was traveling internationally, and I started back on the shot. And wow, the suppression is like, I don't even know. It's amazing. But I thought that I would be further along in my journey at this point. I'm almost a year, right? Not 11 months. And then I'm like, well, what's really my goal, right? My goal is to get into my right size body, but do I have a timeline? Do I have a set, like, these are the steps I'm going to do to get to there? Not really. I should. I mean, I know, work out, weight resistance, eat clean, get my protein, take my supplements, take my, it's all of the stuff. Do I do it every day? No. Am I sometimes I do. And guess what? When I do, I see better results. But um, it's definitely a work in progress. I'm old and I've been overweight since I was 5 years old. So it's taken me, 55 years to get to this point where I'm finally ready to release all of this stuff that happened. So I'm so lucky and so blessed that I have these two amazing friends, Chris and Alyssa, who are experts in helping me on my journey. So I would like to turn this over to Chris. And Chris, fill my brain and my heart with wisdom.
So, I've had a similar thing going on, Karen. I'm, longer into this journey than even you are. I'm wondering about the results, feeling frustrated. But as soon as that happens, what I recognize how important it is that I stay motivated. Because when we lose motivation, it might sound like, well, why bother? Why bother exercising and doing weight resist? Why bother paying the money for this expensive shot? Why bother, counting the proteins and the calorie? Like, why bother doing all of this if I don't feel like it's getting results? And that is very much a slippery slope, not just for me, but for many of us out there, right? We can start dwelling on past failures, things that haven't worked out. So it's imperative that we recommit to our journey along the way and that we recommit in a way that really works. I had a week where I have not been to the gym in a week, which is unusual because I'm usually there 2 to 3 times for 2 to 3 hours at a time. So I do a lot of exercise and then I take a day or two off in between. I had something come up last Saturday. I was planning on going. I went to a mental health celebration in the morning for women in wellness, and two of my friends were being celebrated, and another friend I haven't seen in a long time was there. And the rest of my day, just let's just say I allowed it to get hijacked. The friend I hadn't seen in a long time wanted to see my office. Two other friends came along and we spent, 2 hours just gabbing in my office and having a really good time. And then me and that friend went out for a really early dinner. She paid, which was really lovely. And what I realized was that in voting with how I spend my time, yes, going to the gym would have been really great for my body, but my body, my mind, and my spirit also needs companionship, friendship, laughter, breaking bread with someone I haven't seen in a long time. We ended up having a really deep, beautiful conversation over dinner. So I voted with that. So the next day, I was going to go in the afternoon, but I'd had this week of a lot of busyness. And I was in my spiritual community in the morning, and I came back in the afternoon, and I got that wave of fatigue coming over me. And instead of pushing myself, and making myself go to the gym, I laid on the couch and I ended up sleeping for an hour. Well, sleep is also a priority for me. I'm going through menopause, and sleep has been very, very, very challenging for the last 9 months. Very challenging, which affects everything in my body, including my weight. We know that now. I voted for sleep instead of going to the gym. And then I just ended up having a crazy busy week this week. But when I look back on it, I could feel guilty, I could feel shame, I could feel discouraged, or I could look back and recognize that what I voted to do with my time was what was most important for me at that time. That I need companionship and friendship and conversation with like-minded people. I need rest. For me, sleep is the number one most important thing right now, more important than anything else. And so I can feel guilt about not going to the gym, or I can celebrate the fact that I listened to the other needs that my body and mind and spirit had, and I followed those. So I say that to everyone out there, you're going to have those weeks. You're gonna have those weeks. And I have been feeling a little frustrated this week. I've got some seasonal allergies. You can see a lot of inflammation in my eyes, and I'm doing all of the things. And for me, when I experience those seasonal allergies, my body feels heavy. I'm usually retaining water on some level. I'm doing some self-lymphatic massage to get the lymph moving. But again, there's a heaviness, there's a tiredness that comes with not being able to breathe properly, with having sometimes a sinus headache in the front of my forehead. And I don't feel great. Also, not easy to go exercise. So, what I have been doing is asking myself, well, what can I do to recommit to this journey while I've got some fluctuation happening this week? And so I've been returning to, well, why am I doing this? Why am I going to the gym? Why am I eating a high protein diet? Well, my number one why is that I want to be able bodied as I go into being an older person. I'm 55 years old. Okay. My mom lives in Florida. I see a lot of older people down there. And I see older people that are able to walk on the beach and able to swim and able to get up out of a chair okay. And I also see people that can struggle with that. And I've had mobility issues, right? So this has become so much more than about what I look like, although of course I'm going to love being in a smaller body and the way I look that way. My why is very different now. My why is very much about health, right? And being able to feel good in my body. And listen, I'm still carrying an extra 60, 70 pounds easily that, that's weighing me down, right? So it's keeping me from having a lighter thing. So instead of getting discouraged, I did some tapping this week on why am I doing this? Why is it important to me? So to re-motivate myself to keep going and not turn what you could label as a temporary backslide into an avalanche. Because we've all had temporary backslides, and there are times we turn them into an absolute avalanche, which means you turn around and 2 months has gone by and you've put weight back on and you're wondering what happened, right? We don't want it to turn into an avalanche, so we want to keep our motivation going. So, how does that sound for you all on tapping on that? Okay. And so for everybody out there, you can think about something that you want to kick up your motivation about. So we're going to do a little bit of tapping on discouragement, but then we're going to do more on remembering why we're flowing forward on this journey. And everybody has something that they want to accomplish. It doesn't have to be weight related or health related, but everybody's had something that they felt discouraged and they needed to get remotivated on, right? All right. So we're going to start on the side of the hand. Okay. Karen, you gonna be my echo?
I
Great.
got it.
Okay. So even though I can get discouraged,
Even though I can get discouraged,
this journey is taking much longer than I ever wished it would.
this journey is taking much longer than I ever wished it would.
And it can be easy to backslide.
And it can be easy to backslide.
Just right now,
For just right now,
I'm reminding myself
I'm reminding myself
why I'm doing this to begin with.
why I'm doing this to begin with.
I'm doing it so I can be the healthiest version of me.
I'm doing this so I can be the healthiest version of me.
And I am worth sticking to the program.
and I am worth sticking to the program.
Even though I can get really discouraged sometimes,
Even though I can get really discouraged sometimes,
life throws me curveballs.
life throws me curveballs,
Sometimes unpleasant curveballs
sometimes unpleasant curveballs,
and sometimes good curveballs.
and sometimes good curveballs.
And I get off the plan.
And I get off the plan.
So just right now,
But just right now,
I'm remembering why I'm doing this.
I'm remembering why I'm doing this.
I'm doing this because I want to be my happiest, healthiest self.
Because I want to be my happiest, healthiest self.
And so I'm recommitting to taking really good care of me.
And so I'm recommitting to taking really good care of me.
Even though it's so easy to get discouraged
Even though it's so easy to get discouraged,
and can be hard to find motivation at times.
it can be hard to find motivation at times.
For just right now,
But just right now,
I'm remembering
I'm remembering
I'm worthy of my own love,
I'm worthy of my own love,
and taking good care of me and my body
and taking good care of me and my body
are beautiful ways to express that love.
are beautiful ways to express that love.
I'm remembering why I'm doing this,
I'm remembering why I'm doing this,
and I'm worth it.
and I'm worth it.
Okay. Let's go on to the beginning of the eyebrows. All this discouragement,
All of this discouragement,
side of the eye, all the times I backslide,
all the times I backslide,
under the eyes. It's easy to get discouraged.
it's easy to get discouraged.
Under the nose, life throws curveballs,
Life throws curveballs,
and it's hard to pivot.
and it's hard to pivot.
And life throws curveballs,
Life throws curveballs,
and it's hard to stick to what I've been doing.
and it's hard to stick to what I've been doing.
Collarbone. I can get really discouraged and lose motivation.
I can get really discouraged and lose motivation.
Under the arms. I can get discouraged and lose my way.
I can get discouraged and lose my way.
Top of the head. I can get discouraged and backslide.
I can get discouraged and backslide.
Beginning the eyebrows, but for just right now,
But for just right now,
I'm bringing that pattern
I'm bringing that pattern
out into the forefront,
out into the forefront.
side of the eye. If I bring it out and tap on it,
If I bring it out and tap on it,
I'll be less likely to sabotage myself.
I'll be less likely to sabotage myself.
Yep. Under the eyes. The truth is that I want to love myself
The
more,
truth is that I want to love myself
more and more.
more and more.
Under the nose, when I really love myself,
When I really love myself,
I take good care of myself
I take good care of myself
in all ways,
in all ways,
not just with my body,
not just with my body.
weight journey,
I have dogs in the background.
and the weight journey.
And the weight journey.
I'm taking care of myself in all ways.
I'm taking care of myself in all ways.
Yeah, collarbone. I am taking care of my need for companionship.
I'm taking care of my need for companionship.
I'm taking care of my need for rest.
I'm taking care of my need for rest.
I'm taking care of my need for balance.
I'm taking care of my need for balance.
And I'm taking care of communing with my body.
And I'm taking care of communing with my body
Find out what my body needs each and every day.
to find out what my body needs each and every day.
Because sometimes my ideas
Because sometimes my ideas
and my body's ideas
and my body's ideas
are not totally in alignment.
are not totally in alignment.
Yep. Under the arms, I'm strengthening the relationship between myself and my body.
I'm strengthening my relationship between myself and my body.
And I am remembering why I'm doing this.
And I'm remembering why I'm doing this.
I am worthy of being healthy.
I'm worthy of being healthy.
I am worthy of having freedom of movement.
I am worthy of having freedom of movement.
I am worthy of feeling good in my own skin.
I am worthy of feeling good in my own skin.
I am worthy of shedding fat and building muscle.
And worthy of shedding fat and building muscle.
I am worthy of feeling good about myself
I'm worthy of feeling good about myself
because I'm taking really good care of myself.
because I'm taking really good care of myself.
Collarbone. I'm doing this for a really important reason.
I'm doing this for a really important reason.
My body is my home and sanctuary.
My body is my home and sanctuary.
And I want to feel good in my home.
And I want to feel good in my home.
I want to feel safe in my sanctuary.
I want to feel safe in my sanctuary.
And so I'm just doing what I can.
So I'm just doing what I can
Help my body throughout all of this.
to help my body throughout all of this.
Under the arms. I'm worthy of my own love and acceptance.
I'm worthy of my own love and acceptance.
Top of the head. I'm not postponing that for any reason.
I'm not postponing that for any reason.
I'm not waiting to love myself
I'm not waiting to love myself
until I'm the size I want to be,
until I'm the size I want to be,
because loving myself is the way.
because loving myself is the way.
So I'm loving myself exactly as I am right now.
So I'm loving myself exactly as I am right now.
And I'm loving my body
And I'm loving my body,
and how strong and resilient it is.
how strong and resilient it is.
And I'm remembering why I'm doing this.
And I'm remembering why I'm doing this.
I'm doing this because I deserve my own love and acceptance.
I'm doing this because I deserve my own love and acceptance.
I'm doing this because my body deserves to be loved and cared for.
I'm doing this because my body deserves to be loved and cared for.
And I'm loving and caring for my body right now
And I'm loving and caring for my body right now
by speaking helpful messages to it,
by speaking helpful messages to it,
speaking messages of encouragement to it,
speaking messages of encouragement to it,
loving it no matter what it's saying or doing.
loving it no matter what it's saying or doing.
And in my habits,
And in my habits,
I am finding my way
I'm finding my way
to treat myself with love and kindness and compassion.
to treat myself with love and compassion and kindness.
Yeah. I'm really doing the best that I can.
I'm really doing the best that I can.
And right now, I am recommitting to this health journey.
And right now, I'm recommitting to this health journey.
I am recommitting to my vitality.
I'm recommitting to my vitality.
I'm recommitting to possibility.
I'm recommitting to possibility.
I'm recommitting to transformation.
I'm recommitted to transformation.
I know that I can heal.
I know that I can heal.
I know my body and I are working together on this journey right now.
My body and I are working together on this journey right now.
Hey, great. Everybody take a couple nice deep breaths. Blow it out, everybody. Okay, I hope that's helpful for everyone out there.
Wow. First, I apologize. There's so much going. My kitchen is being anyway, the dogs and all of that stuff. So apologies to all of that, but I hope that this tapping helped you as much as it helped me because my goodness, that was amazing. Absolutely amazing. So Alyssa, thank you, Chris. Thank you. I don't know, just thank you. Alyssa, so let's go to the medical side of sorts, not necessarily medical, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, so just like in general though, people who have like low motivation, usually that's like a mitochondrial issue, which yeah, so I'll not to get too sciencey here, but so every single cell of our body has something called mitochondria, and the mitochondria is the energy, like the powerhouse of the cell, right? We have, I don't even know, billions of cells in our body, right? And um yeah, so a big thing I see for people who are just like they know what they have to do, but they're just like they're just not doing it, right? It's like I know I need to eat better, but like I'm just grabbing this food, or I know I need to exercise, but I'm just like sitting on the couch. So that oftentimes I do find a big mitochondrial dysfunction. So anyway, back to it's a powerhouse of the cell. So think of it as like a battery, like almost like your cell phone battery. So if your mitochondria is working really good, your battery is going to be green. It's going to be like fully charged. And then if it's not working very well, it's going to be red, like it's going to die in a few minutes type of thing, right? So if it's red, like you're running on fumes, right? So this is the people who are like writing a million to-do lists and like they can't have a complete thought because like there's just so much going on, right? And like they can't get everything done unless they write a list or so similar to things like that, right? So the body's just literally running on fumes. So it's not getting what needs to get done, and then leads to this lack of motivation. So I do find that when we work on the mitochondria, so in that bundle that I have for people who are taking peptides, GLP, that does support the mitochondria. Yeah, so most people I see that are coming to me, like even if they're healthy, they don't have a symptom, their mitochondria is generally in the gutter. So it's in that like like in that red zone. So how I test that is through muscle testing. So, if you're interested in getting information about your mitochondria or what's damaging your mitochondria, because the toxins that we're exposed to is damaging our mitochondria. And even these GLP-1s, a peptide, like this can be damaging your mitochondria as well. So that's why I put this bundle together, because it supports the whole body. And the mitochondria, it supports your thyroid, your liver, your gallbladder, like all of these organs that it stresses out. So, right, we're trying to like counterbalance here. But yeah, so this is like a huge mitochondrial issue. Anyway, but back to like motivation, right? So yes, the mitochondrial issue, but so patients that come to me are more like holistic, right? They don't want to do like the medication route. But some like have tried everything, and then eventually, right, they want to take a GLP-1, right? And not that I don't judge them. That's their own, right? They're on their own health journey, but I will support them, right? Even I have people who take all different types of medication, right? And like, maybe their disease have gotten to a certain point where they don't, it's going to take a really long time to heal. Like they have to start a medication, and then maybe down the road, we can get them off the medication and, support them more naturally. But, people healing in this way holistically, right? It's not a quick fix. Like if you're looking for a quick fix, this is not the answer, right? Do people feel better quickly if you're very ill? Yeah, like because we're supporting the energy of your cells and like yeah, so you might feel better quickly, but you're not going to be healed quickly. There's still deeper layers to that. But people will be like, "Oh, this is taking so long." Like, when am I going to feel better with XYZ symptom? And so I usually bring them back to like, okay, well, what's the alternative here, right? So, I work with a lot of people who have like maybe autoimmune type diseases. And so what's the alternative, right? Going on a biologic medication, or maybe they even did that route, because a lot of times they have tried that. They've taken steroids, they've taken the biologic IV things, right? And they didn't get any relief from that, right? And the doctors are just like throwing more and more and more and more things at them, and they're just like, I'm not your guinea pig. Like I'm not just going to keep taking your things that you have no idea. Like you literally have no idea how to help me. And so that's what I bring them back. I said, okay, well, we knew this journey was not going to be an easy journey. I'm here to support you, but let's look at the alternative, right? So if that's the case, you want to go on steroids and have the side effects of steroids, right? You're going to blow up, sugar cravings, it can cause diabetes. I mean, to get off of it, it can cause all different adrenal issues. I mean, like you name it, steroids. But, like if you need an acute situation, life or death, please take your medication. Like this is not anti-medication, but when you're prescribing steroids for like these more chronic things, like this is like there's no end to being on the steroids, right? Like I know, and actually steroids like mess your bones up. It makes you more at risk for osteoporosis, like all of like it makes your bones literally brittle. And then you'll have to go on another medication because your bones are now brittle, and now we have to prevent you from having a fracture. So I just bring people back to like, okay, yes, this journey is not easy, because if it was, then everyone would do it, right? Like changing your diet, exercising, working on your emotional health, right? We're looking at your relationships and things like that, right? But look, what's the alternative, right? Like there's even you go with a medical path, that's not a quick fix. So yeah, I just bring back people try to ground them into like why they're with me in the first place, right? What their goal is, right? Some people, they really want to like be active with their grandkids. Like they don't want to be that grandma that just like sits there while their grandkids are like running around playing. Like they want to be there. Maybe they want to play pickleball. Maybe they want to, whatever it is. Like why do they want to do this in the first place? Maybe you just want to be your healthiest self for your children, or for whatever the case may be, but just like grounding them back into why they started in the first place. And honestly, like motivation is an internal thing. Like I can say everything I want, but if they're not motivated to make a change, then I can only, right? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. So, and I think it's the best thing like for making changes is to make them small little changes that are sustainable, right? Because if you go I do a lot with like ketosis, right? And I seen the changes with my health, my body, and I want every patient of mine to do it, right? But like they're just not on that level, right? And if I was to like, oh, just do this, like, yeah, okay, maybe they'll do it for a week, but then they'll just go right back to their old habits, So, it's incorporating little baby steps, whether it's you trying to change your diet, right? So if maybe you eat a lot of processed foods and sugar, right? So like taking little baby steps to improve that, right? I mean, the best thing is to just cut all of that out, but then you may have, then you're like, oh, but I really want that. And then you're going and like binging on the food, right? So it's taking increments together, right? Maybe it's exercise. Maybe you want to exercise, but you don't need to like go and join and get like a personal training sessions, right? Like just go out and take a walk, right? And yesterday was a beautiful day. I went out for an hour walk with my dog. Like take little things like that. Like if you work, like go take your lunch time and go for a walk, go outside, get some fresh air, get some vitamin D. So yeah, it's like on this journey, right? And you can say a similar journey to weight loss, right? It's not a quick fix, right? You're not, even if you're taking the medication and stuff, like it still takes time, right? Like it's going to take years to get off, to shed the weight that you want to shed and to do it healthily, right? Like we don't want to like do it unhealthy because then that's not going to be good for your body. But yeah, so just like grounding into like why you're doing it in the first place, and then taking small steps to achieve that. Maybe even like writing out like, okay, this week I'm gonna like set a goal, right? Like a small goal that is achievable, right? It's not like you to go from working out 0 to like, okay, well this week I'm gonna work out 5 days this week. Well, like, no, let's set a goal of like, okay, I'm going to go for at least one walk this week. So when you do that, you're proud of yourself. And then, yeah, maybe you'll go for a second walk and that's even better. But if you set the goal of like, oh, I'm going to work out 5 days this week and you literally never work out and then you don't get it. And then you feel bad and you're like, oh, well, I didn't reach my goal, So it's about setting these small little intentions, right? Goals, whatever you want to call it, to make them achievable so that you're not feeling down on yourself. Yeah. So I think that's all I have to say.
Wow, that was a lot, Alyssa. My goodness.
I didn't even know what I was going to say, but I guess it just came out.
Woo,
About
let's
the
process all of that.
mitochondria.
That was amazing.
Yeah, the stuff about the mitochondria I've never heard, I've heard the word bandied around, but I didn't get a grasp of what it all really meant. And the way you described it was really powerful. I actually even wrote it down. And I really love the idea of baby steps and setting ourselves up for success.
Yeah. And I like the thing where like when you're eating processed food, and I'm like, I really don't think we should allow to have process and food be in the same words, because or at least ultra processed, right? It's like when you eat that stuff, you're not eating real food, and it's just setting up the dopamine to make you crave more, and you're not getting the nutrition, so you're going to get depression, right? So it's just like, and that's like a hard thing, this processed food. It's everywhere. And I'm really trying to, like, if I mean, it's different for things like tofu or tempeh or things like that are like just processed, because that's how they did it for centuries anyway. And it happens to be in a package, but I'm really trying to, like, not eat out of packages. The plastic, right? Like, that we're all finding out that everybody has all of this plastic in our body, and we're just finding out how bad it is for it. I'm sure it's not helping our mitochondria,
No, I mean, so I do like functional urine tests. So it will test like all different forever chemicals, heavy metals, mold, all these different things. And the number one thing I see and I do it for all ages, right? Like I do it for adults, kids, whatever, is BPA. The number one toxin is BPA.
Wow.
That's the highest, like always through the charts. And these people are already like not using plastic, right? Like these people are actively preventing, like they don't like microwave in plastic. They don't drink from plastic water bottle. Like they already do all those things, right? They're not putting their stuff in plastic, and their levels are through the roof.
Crazy.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then when in the 50s and 60s, when plastic came out, they were so happy to have it, right? Like you could keep your lettuce forever. Tupperware was like all the rage, right? That and Teflon just trying to kill us. They didn't even know. All right. On that note, Alyssa, make sure, and Chris, make sure that you guys put your websites in the YouTube, in the comments, so people who are interested in getting some of the supplements for the GLP-1, because I have all of them, right? And that's really helping support my kidney and my liver, and my allergies and all of that fun stuff as I'm on this GLP-1 journey. And Chris, I mean, my goodness, what you do is just, even just private sessions, maybe people might want to come a couple of times to just really seriously just address and pinpoint their specific needs. And Alyssa too, I mean, it might not just be your GLP-1, but it might be anything that you have, or your child. I mean, Alyssa's done amazing. I mean, just follow her on social media. My gosh, the turnaround in just the kids alone is just amazing. It's just amazing. It warms my heart every time I see a new story like that. I'm like, oh, listen, that's so lovely. Anyway, thank you for joining us. Please like if you enjoyed this. Please share with your friends who you feel that might help them a little bit. And we will see all of you next week. Thank you so much.